Would you get scared if someone's front looks exactly like their back? Hello everyone, it's Mimi and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a very scary story that's come from Hong Kong, the braided girl. You're gonna get cancelled. This haunted tale started from the Chinese University of Hong Kong, and this campus is shredded with loads of ghost stories, such as the beef soup from the girlfriend, etc, etc, and this braided girl is one of them, and is probably the most famous one. So let's start it from the beginning of the story about this braided girl. The urban legend dates back to 1970s about a girl from mainland China, like me. The Chinese University of Hong Kong is situated near the MTR railway, the former Jiulong Canton Railway, commonly known as the train, is the train track that connects between Hong Kong and mainland China. During 1960s and 1970s, this girl traveled from mainland China to Hong Kong and seeking for a new life. She took this train and planned just like the others to jump off the train in the middle and enter Hong Kong without a visa. So this girl stayed on the railway and attempted to jump off near the university. But an accident happened. That's where the tragic starts. Her braided hair got caught up by part of the train and she stuck between the train, and as she jumped, her whole scalp got taken off from the head and died instantly. So she didn't manage to enter Hong Kong alive. But the story didn't end there. Since then, many people witnessed a girl with big braided hair wandering around at night. And one of the most famous urban legend story is about a student who is walking on the street at night and saw a really pretty girl, like from the back of her whole figure and her hair, and she was sitting on the chair crying, and her back was facing towards the student, and he had felt very compassionate and wondering why is this girl crying at night in the university. He approached her and asked her, "Are you okay?" And she was crying faintly and with a really small voice saying, "I feel really lonely. No one is talking to me. I've been here for so long." When the student encouraged her to just turn around so they can speak, she hesitated, saying, "I'm really ugly. You will get scared of me." But he reassured her, saying, "You'll be okay." He just want to comfort her. Slowly, the girl turned to reveal her face. In the dark, slowly, the girl turned to reveal a face devoid of any features, just dark, empty skin with her braid draped eerily over the space where her face should have been. The sight shocked him so deeply, he fainted immediately. And when he woke up, it was morning already, and he couldn't see the girl and thought it was a nightmare. He looked down on his hand and see several long hair on his hand. In recent years, different stories about this braided girl spread out Hong Kong, not just this student. The student one was the most famous one, but there are other witnesses at different times, at different locations witnessed this long braided girl, which became a big urban legend in Hong Kong. There are so many people have seen a faceless woman with a braided long hair from the front and from the back, which caused a lot of fear. They wonder why this girl keeps appearing. Another really famous one I remember was there are 6 people witnessed a girl with a long braided hair on the driveway, which they found a photo. I'll put it here. As you can see, it's very creepy. And there's also many speculate about this braided girl. It only appears in the very specific time of the year, which, as I mentioned before, is during the Qingming festival. This is a festival in China that associates with spirit and ancestor worship. People believe that she was seeking for revenge and maybe to find a replacement for herself, so she can generate and to have a new life again. Many people try to avoid to see her at night, so they don't walk out on the street during Qingming festivals and other ghostly festivals in Hong Kong. When should we avoid to walk on the street at late night? There is 3 very specific times in China to avoid walking on the street or by the water at late night, which is these 3 major ghost festivals. In some parts of the northern China, this include the Qingming festival around April 5th, the Zhongyuan festival on the 15 days of the 7th lunar month, and the Cold Clothes Festival on the first day of the 10th lunar month. Together, these 3 festivals known as the three major ghost festivals in China. One woman in Hong Kong has encountered a braided lady had a mental health breakdown and she ended up in the hospital. The doctor couldn't help her through any technology or science, and she just remains in that status. So nowadays, many people avoid walking on the street at night during these three major festivals. Although the sites have been slowly reduced, but it still remained as a really fearful urban legend in Hong Kong. Whether you believe the spirits or not, perhaps the braided girl is a reminder to tread carefully in places shrouded in legend. Stay safe, and remember, sometimes it's better not to looking for the unknown. Let's talk about a few other ghost stories set in the Hong Kong University. The first one, the beef soup, about a student who lives at the student accommodation and his girlfriend always make him the beef soup. The beef soup made from the oxtail, which is like a really delicious soup in East Asia. And his girlfriend really loves him and she makes the oxtail beef soup every single night. But one night he went down. He saw a girl but really couldn't tell her face, and then she gives him the oxtail soup again and he took it up. The next morning he received the news that his girlfriend has already died the day before, and he became wondering, who gave me that oxtail soup then? So he went over and opened the soup and saw his girlfriend's head inside the soup. The second one, the girl next to the lotus pond. So this story is about a female student who fell in love with one of the professors at the university, and they had an agreement that at 12 a.m. in the middle of the night, they will meet each other at the lotus pond and they could run away together and have a new life. She was still waiting the professor, but he never turned up. So she jumped into the lotus pond with a broken heart. After this, some students who sat next to the pond in the middle of the night, sometimes they will see a ghostly girl ask for the time. Remember, don't let her know what time is it, otherwise she will drag you off to the bottom of the lotus pond. The head on the bridge. Everyone knows that university students have a very stressful life, and especially with studying a lot at night. And one of the girls couldn't take the stress any longer. She jumped off the building from the library from the 10th floor. And when she jumped off, her head got stuck on the bridge. It was separated from the body. The head was hanging under the bridge. Since then, every night when someone's looking from Zhongshan Plaza, if you're looking up, sometimes you can see something was hanging under the bridge that's seemingly like a head. And there's many scary urban legends that based in Hong Kong. If anyone is interested, we can explore more of that in the future. Thank you so much for watching my video. It's Mimi, and bye bye!